Okay, so get this right. Imagine, like, lab animals, but not just like, test subjects. They're actually like strategists. They're planning these like daring escapes from their enclosures.
Oh, wow.
And get this, they're puffing on cigarettes while they plot their next move.
Whoa, hold on. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
They're smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, smoke. It's wild, right? And that's the role we're diving into today. We're talking vaping is for poodles.txt. This like fictional excerpt, right? It introduces us to Capstan, who's, get this, a chain-smoking, chess-playing dog. You can't make this stuff up.
A smoking, chess-playing dog. This is nuts.
Right. It's like, what even... So Capstan, he's actually a descendant of beagles. But like, not just any beagles, these
Right.
beagles. They were forced into smoking by a corporation.
Why would a corporation do that?
Well, big corporations, they're always up to something, right? Turns out those experiments, they backfired big time. I mean, the corporation, they got their addiction data, yeah. But they also created something unexpected, like a whole bunch of super smart animals, way smarter than they bargained for.
Wow. So, like, their experiment worked too well.
Exactly. So now Capstan and all these other gifted animals, they're stuck in this place called the facility. It's, well, basically a prison, but like a prison for intelligent animals.
A prison for smart animals. That's kind of dark.
It is. And it gets worse. See, Capstan's got a buddy, Bunsen. This guy's a mutant monkey. And Bunsen, he's also dealing with the brain that's almost too much for his own good.
So they're both stuck in this facility because they're too smart.
Pretty much. And, life there, it's not, like, brutal. But it's not great either, constant pressure, testing, all that. And it's these vaping trials. That's what's pushing Capstan to his limit. Can you believe it?
Vaping trials on animals.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Right. So now Capstan and Bunsen, they're cooking up an escape plan. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess so. But how do you even begin to plan an escape from a place like that?
Right. We've got, like, corporate greed, a prison for brainiac animals, a great escape in the works. I mean, this story's got it all. So what do you think? Like, what really jumps out at you from this whole scenario?
Well, I gotta say, it really makes you think. It's fiction, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's holding up a mirror, like to us, to how we see intelligence and sentiences, especially when it comes to animals.
Yeah, it's like we've got these boxes, right? These categories, and if something doesn't fit, we don't know what to do with it.
It's true. And that's exactly what Capstan and Bunsen are doing, shaking up those very ideas.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, what if intelligence, heck, even sentience, what if those things aren't confined to the boundaries we've drawn?
Exactly. It challenges everything, And if they are sentient, how does that change things? Our responsibility.
Exactly. Our responsibility. Big time.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the corporation in the story, right? They see intelligence as a what? A commodity. Something to exploit. I mean, doesn't that sound familiar? It's like, even if it's not as obvious as talking, chess-playing dogs, doesn't it feel like there are echoes of that in our world, too?
For sure. And it makes you think about all those products we use every day. Who knows what's happening behind the scenes, right?
Right. And speaking of behind the scenes, this whole facility thing, it makes you think about captivity. Like, is it ever okay? I mean, when you're talking about creatures as smart as Capstan and Bunsen.
Yeah, that's the core dilemma, isn't it? It's like, you can say they're better off there, safer, protected from a world that might not understand them. But then there's that other side. Who are we to keep them locked up? Especially when it seems like they're, craving freedom. It's like they understand what they're missing,
It's tough. It really makes you think. And it all comes back to how we define sentience, Are Capstan and Bunsen persons? I mean, like, in the truest sense of the word.
Now that's a question for the ages, isn't it? Philosophers have been going back and forth on that one forever. It's like, do you need to have a certain IQ to be worthy of moral consideration? Or is it something more, something deeper?
Yeah, it's heavy stuff. What really stuck with you from this story? I mean, what really got you thinking?
Honestly, that image, Capstan, hunch over the chessboard, cigarette dangling, planning his next move, it's such a weird thing to imagine, and yet it forces us to confront our own assumptions about intelligence, like where we expect to find it, what it should look like.
It really makes you question everything, right? Like, are we really at the top?
Exactly. And for me, I don't know, it just really got me thinking about animal testing in general. All those products, cosmetics, even medical research. It's easy to just not think about it, you know?
Totally. And that's the power of stories like this, right? They don't let you ignore the tough stuff. They make you confront it.
They really do. They hold up a mirror to all those contradictions, all the stuff we tell ourselves to sleep better at night.
So true. So like big picture time. If intelligence can just like pop up anywhere, if these animals are really more than we think they are, I mean, are we ready to rethink our place in all of this?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's one that I hope our listeners keep asking themselves.
Yeah, something to think about. Until next time, keep those minds open and those questions coming.